With 2020 in the books, the PGF is gearing up to bring another action-packed season of high-level Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. This season, we welcome back the bad guy Elijah Carlton, the undefeated Season 1 champion. Standing in his way of PGF gold is the 225-pound champion Sam Barbosa, who laid claim to the title in 2020. Meanwhile, lurking in the shadows is a highly anticipated challenger. Hunter Colvin will attempt to etch his name in the PGF history books. Will the bad guy remain undefeated in Season 2? Will the nice guy continue to reign supreme at 225 pounds? Or will Hunter Colvin rise from the shadows to reveal a new contender?
There it is.
It all goes down.
I've been doing this for life, you know what I'm saying?
Free on YouTube. This is the PGF.
Matt Viper, the official sponsor of the PGF. Get your gear now at mattviper.com. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcasting apps. Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Kentucky Signs and Graphics. Get your custom signs and banners at kysignsandgraphics.com. The Grappling Discourse podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcasting apps. Subconscious Studios, high-quality motion pictures. Amanda Sharon Real Estate. She specializes in first-time home buying, resale, relocation, investing, and new construction. Give her a call at 904-510-4596. Dr. Cantrell is a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. He specializes in reconstruction of the shoulder and knee. B&G Logistics, providing ground logistics and support to all companies in the southeastern United States. R&R Group Home, a day center committed to supporting their community. The McDojo Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and other major streaming platforms. Join the Fantasy League now at pgfhome.com. Scotsman Automations, security, efficiency, peace of mind. Find out more at scotsmanautomations.com.
You got me feeling lately like a new world has begun. There's a fire so deep in my soul, it's rising with the sun. I'm taking the future and I'm leaving the past. There's a sign on the road less traveled that's saying don't look back. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. Nothing but the horizon is standing in my way. Some people like to dream of tomorrow, but I'ma give it all today. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day. A brand new
We are back. Welcome to Season 2 of the PGF. Goes for that double Koichi.
Yeah, I think Experience is going to play around. Oh, nice Minari. Right into the heel hook. Wow.
Outside heel hook.
And
That's going to be
landing
play.
They reset. Looks like Matt got injured.
I just really felt overwhelmed
right after that match, my throat was already sore and my face was on fire just because of him like grinding on me, and I was just like.
I remember finished with the Darce, which was cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Just like that,
Sam's got a block. He's a world class on the back.
And watching, like, I feel like I'm underneath Steven right now. This is great.
Ooh, Steven's locking up this Kimura, and this is not where you want. This is tight.
30 seconds.
This is tight. Welcome to week 2. So week 1 was amazing. We saw probably the top 3 guys that people think are going to win season 2 all come out with a submission victory. We've got Sam Barboza and Hunter Colvin with 7 points, and Elijah Carlton comes into week 2 with 4 points. Now, Jake Elkins, who a lot of people think could be a dark horse to finish in that top 3, possibly even walk away as the champion, he got his Darce choke. He comes in at 6 points. Everybody else on the blue team got 1 point for their team victory, and there's a lot of guys on the red team still sitting at 0. What are you guys looking forward to most week 2?
Okay, so when I was looking over this block of matches, this week of matches, I saw Sam Barboza and Stephen Aiken, and that match is going to be fire. I just know it. So I'm super pumped about that. And also Randy Roden and Zach Edwards, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm super excited to see.
Yeah, I'm also excited for Kevin Primo and Mike Johnson because we saw Kevin struggle with people a lot heavier, so let's see if he made any adjustments.
Yeah, I think Kevin, he really had a great showing. His timing looked a little bit off. I'm with you guys. I really think that Sam Barboza-Stephen Aiken match is going to be incredible. I had thought that Stephen Aiken had the best showing of any of the competitors week 1, and I think he's going to really look to take it to the current champion, Sam Barboza. But Sam, man, his style is so relaxed. It's very unassuming. You're in good positions, and then boom, you're in a bad position. He's got your back, and he's on your neck. So, man, I love Sam Barboza's performance as well. I can't wait to see these matches.
What do you guys think about this PGF song?
These guys, so the Sons of Legion are incredible. I could not believe that this band contacted Brandon and they wanted to use some of their songs for the PGF. So huge shout out to Sons of Legion. You guys are awesome. And man, I'm telling you, I love your music.
I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, yeah. And they also train Jiu Jitsu, I think I heard.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, even cooler.
Yeah.
I'm here to win. And if I'm trying to help somebody else win, that means I'm not winning. So I might be the captain of the team, but I'm here for me. I'm Elijah Carlton. I'm the bad guy. Put your money on me. If your money's not on me, fuck you. I'm winning it all. We all know that. You know that. Even though you're sitting behind the camera hating, we all know I'm going to win. Let's fucking get it.
I want to thank my family. I want to thank my mother, my uncle, my sister. I want to thank the fans and everybody who supports the sport, and by extension, me. I hope to do well with the faith y'all have put in me.
You're going to have fans, Evan, whether you know it or not. You've already got fans. Say something to those fans.
Fuck. I want to say, I get down. I'm just here to destroy, kill it, and keep it moving. That's my style. I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to get the job done and go home.
You're about to watch Squidbilly do some work and blow up some fireworks, Backcountry leg locks. I like explosions, so I'm going to be explosive for 6 minutes. 6 minutes isn't too long, so it's going to be a constant pace.
Just thanks everybody back home, Tulsa, Oklahoma, for supporting me. Brothers Jiu Jitsu, Triton Fight Center, and I look forward to putting on for y'all.
If you guys are Team Randy, really appreciate that. I'm probably one of the lower ranked guys here, so I could use all the support I can get. And pull for me in those fantasy drafts.
Pick me on your fantasy team because I'm always going to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, don't sleep on anybody. I went trained with B-Mac. We went and grappled, and I wound up beating some dudes that I had no idea who they were, didn't care who they were, and then find out later, oh, he's the real McCoy, And so this tournament's full of those people. Let's all find out. I don't know them, they don't know me, and we'll sort it.
Man, I'm just so excited to be here for season 2, and I know that last season we had a ton of people that were really big fans of what was going on. I'm sure that season 2 is going to be even better, including the ropes course. See your boy on the ropes course, MVP. Don't worry about that, But yeah, I'm super excited to be here, man. Can't wait to see what the entire season brings. See some awesome jiu-jitsu. See some people get dunked on, of course. Try not to get dunked on myself. And yeah. The sauce is on the way.
Probably the dark horse, I'd say. There's a lot of well-known guys here. I've probably not known as much as far as my name, but they'll definitely know what I'm about when we're done here. So
don't hate me if I beat your person, and still love me if I lose to somebody who shouldn't beat me.
Me personally, I want to come in like the old guy and the kind of odd man out a little bit. I want to come in and try to survive.
Dude, for the people that's been following for the whole time, since I've been doing stuff, thank you. Without those handful of people, that definitely wouldn't be here. Definitely wouldn't be hustling as hard as I am. So it's been a personal pursuit, but it's definitely been something that the love of everybody's been something that motivated me a lot. So thank you to everybody that's riding with me.
Hey, tune in. It's going to be exciting. I don't care who you're cheering for. You're cheering for me. I'm going to be putting on, a show. I'm going to go out there, fight as hard as I can. You can't let opportunities like this go away. So you got to fight hard. Like I said, always going for the win. Hopefully inspire some people to, put themselves out there and, go for goals. Who cares if maybe, you don't have the credentials that other people have. You got to always keep fighting, especially in jiu-jitsu. When a chance arises, you got to go for it. So like I said, hopefully I can inspire some people to do the same. Get off the couch, take a chance, message someone like Brandon, and maybe you can be in here next season too.
I hope to ruin some nights. Yeah, I hope to come in there and, throw a monkey wrench into the equation. I'm not trying to come off like, oh, I'm not that good, and then I'm, but maybe there's a trick up my sleeve or a surprise where I can pull off something, against the high level guy. That's the goal anyway. If I can tap someone that's a higher belt than me, then it's a good day for me.
It's going to be some good shows. I don't put on unentertaining matches usually. So anything you watch, probably see some fireworks, stuff like that. Win, lose, or draw, I'm all about put on a show. Let's make something happen. I can't sit still and just bore you to death. So maybe you'll appreciate that.
Don't forget to join the Fantasy League, PGFhome.com. The winner of this year's Fantasy League gets $1,000 cash. www.pgfhome.com.
First match of the night, we've got Evan Stapler versus Elijah Carlton. Elijah comes in, I really think, missing an opportunity in his first match and possibly even walk away with 7. Evan coming in, his first match, he got Hunter Colvin. Now we're feeding him to Elijah Carlton. What do you got to say, when you're a blue belt and you got to face the 2 best guys, the odds-on favorite to win?
He was able to take that extra point away from Hunter. So, he was at least able to work his defense long enough to, I guess, punish Hunter with that, not getting that extra point. So I'm interested to see, because Elijah's going to be coming for blood. He's going to be coming for all the points. So
yeah, I really like Elijah's triangle in this matchup. Just knowing Evan, and as I say that, he's already close to a triangle.
Oh, he gets out. What is it?
Not quite. Elijah's still so long. Really nice job by Evan, though.
30 seconds left.
And Elijah's guard is really, really tough to pass.
Good job by Evan by backing out, reestablishing.
And he really he looks like he's just been training with the DDS for a long time. I know he's a big, big fan of Gordon Ryan, but he really does a lot of things very Gordon-esque, especially on the bottom. This is where Elijah has really improved. When I first met Elijah years ago, all he did was bottom guard, triangles.
And no extra point.
Yeah, it was just all bottom guard. He's added this top position. His back game, he's already underneath. His back game is world class.
Body triangle in.
I think this is going to be the end for Evan's run because he's just not moving his hips. Oh, there we go. Moving his hips a little bit more this time around. But like you said, he's a blue belt, so he's dealing with people that been in EBI overtimes for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
Great hand fighting, but just he needs a little bit more hip movement. He needs to get his hip underneath that bottom leg and start rotating and turning in.
That was a great switch right there by Elijah. That was just a great switch. You hear the snoring.
Good job of hand fighting by Evan.
Evan can be really tough to submit, though.
That's it.
Definitely under the chin.
4 minutes in.
Come on.
He's got a good bite that time.
He's got a good bite. He's just not quite securing the lock. Evan is so tough. Elijah's burning his arms out, though. You can see it.
Look at his foot there, too.
Yeah, but he's on
He's got that one.
That's
He's
it.
got that
That's
one. Elijah's like, thank God. There's nothing like no worse feeling than when like you take it back that quick and then it takes you that long. Like you're squeezing, choke after choke. It's like it's very relieving when you finally get that tap.
I don't know Evan's last name. Stapler. Yeah. Well, Evan was big and strong. Those were two relatively easy matches.
I did a lot better than I thought I would, honestly. It was over a minute, right? It was okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so yeah, I've seen him finish some guys pretty quick. So I said, "Come on, man!" I was like, "Come on, dude!" I think I ripped his choke off like 3 times. I was like, "Come on, dude!" Like seriously. I don't know. I just thought he could seal the deal a little bit quicker than that, but.
Ooh, shots. So with that submission, that RNC, Elijah got 6 points. He did not get the extra point because it was not within the first minute. Evan comes out with 0. The red team has 6 points. The blue team has 0 points.
Got Hunter Colvin representing the blue team coming up against Jamie Regina, the purple belt out of 10th Planet, Kansas City. Those guys, man, Hunter's just now getting into MMA. I think he had his first MMA fight, and I know that's like really a big part of his future. And James is a very active MMA fighter. So I'm interested in this match. James looked good against Kamoy. He's coming in off a draw. Hunter had a dominating win over Evan.
Here we go.
And immediately James sits. He sat in his first match. And I just, man, getting on the bottom of these top tier guys, I think is a huge mistake. Like I was just like immediately pulling, unless you're just confident that your guard is top notch.
He sliced to back take. Wow, to leg drag.
Yeah, that was a good chain. Really nice chain of techniques right there.
30
Hunter's
seconds.
really good at the Berimbolo.
30 seconds until
James
extra points.
He's not guarding against that crossface.
I think he's concerned with the Kimura trap.
So 20 seconds left, and James, he's really just, he's not even trying to escape. I mean, he's just got those hands locked. Does a good job, though, in averting. Man, Hunter's so good at the Kimura trap. Oh, it's going to be close. He got 6 seconds. He got the body triangle.
5 seconds till extra points.
He's not going to get it. No, he's not going to get it. He's going to get the choke, though. And you know there's just a sigh of relief, you know, these guys, especially these guys like trying to win. Oh, that's a cross the nose right there. That's disgusting.
What is that, a bulldog choke?
No, just as a face lock.
Would we count that as 6?
Yeah. Yeah.
What a guard pass. So dynamic with these Kimura traps. And you can see how he gives the opponent a choice. Like, do you want your arm or do you want your back?
Dude tried to break my jaw off. Got out of a minute, so he didn't get a bonus point off me. So there was like a little free throw, a little point in the bucket for me personally. So that was really good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game plan. Like, I'm not trying to have any wars with anybody, with them there being, 16 matches or whatnot. Like, I want to get in there, get everybody out as fast as possible, and, like, save that wear and tear on my body.
So Hunter, with that RNC, got 6 points. He did not get the extra point. So now that leaves with a tie. So red now has 6, blue has 6.
Ooh, I'm sweating.
So we got Jake Elkins versus Grayson Webster. Man, Jake Elkins looked like a beast. And it'll be interesting because I know Grayson trains a lot with Jake Elkins' first round opponent, Judo Justin. So it'd be really interesting to see, if they kind of talked like mid-match, like, hey, you got to avoid. Basically, the game plan with Jake is do not be on bottom. You got to make him on bottom. Didn't get to see a lot of Grayson, though. I mean, he got tapped really quick by heel hook by Elijah. I'm hoping to see a little bit more. Ooh, nice. Another slide by right into the arm triangle. This is going to be quick.
45 seconds for extra points.
I mean, he's already in his A game. This is his game right here. Yeah, he's going to get this. He just secured it right there.
35 seconds. Grayson already breathing heavy.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
He's holding on to that half guard. Wow, he gets it with under a minute. 26 seconds left.
Man, I mean, I really thought one of the Elkins brothers was going to finish, like, be the dark horse of this season, and it's looking like Jake Elkins right now.
Jake Elkins, is that right?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I didn't even know his pedigree until I looked it up later. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, that makes sense. You know, he's a purple belt under you, so I mean, that speaks volumes in and of itself. But to also just have the crazy wrestling background that he has too, I mean, it's just a monster.
Same thing. Man, we got into, I think it was a slide by two in that match. I remember I was on top in like half guard, and I had deep crossface, and I was kind of walking the hand, elbow in the neck, and I had like an S grip, and was thinking about like, hey, you know, just hold position, play safe, like let's knee slice through this thing, come out to the side. But he's got freaking huge arms, dude. He's stacked, right? And so I could feel that his shoulder was pretty tight in there, and I just kind of gave it the look in, and it was enough. I knew that like the minute was coming up, and so I was like, dude, let's just test this and see if it's there.
Okay, so Jake Elkins with that arm triangle added 7 points to his total, so he's now at 13. Also added 7 to the team total, so red team is at 13 and blue team is at 6.
So Randy Roden versus the Squidbilly. So Randy, man, he was a part of match of the night, the Dr. Cantrell match of the night with Matt Elkins. Awesome wrestling exchanges. I mean, him and Jake Elkins look to be the two best wrestlers this season. I cannot wait for that match. But I think this match is going to end in a leg lock. I just think the Squidbilly, Zach, he's a little too savvy. I'm interested to see his game plan and how Randy deals with Zach's guard.
Yeah, we got a classic wrestler versus leg locker situation.
So here we go. We got 6 minutes. That first minute is just so important.
Yep. If Zach's smart, he should probably pull guard, especially if he's looking for those extra points.
Nice. You can see Randy. He understands what he's getting into. You can already tell by his distance management.
38 seconds.
Oh, I don't know about that
extra
though.
point.
That's that 1 year of jiu-jitsu training. You never want to do a spin like that, kids. Never.
Looks like Zach's just trying to lull him into the submission, being real patient.
Well, with the grappler of Randy's pedigree, you're not going to force him to do anything. You know, with how big, look at those legs. You're not just going to like, hey, I'm going to big boy you, Randy. Like, no, you're not.
10 seconds for extra points.
Yeah, Randy's the type of guy you're going to have to catch him. So you're almost going to have to like let him pass, because from here, at any moment, he can disengage. And you can see Zach, he's like, hey, come on in. There's nothing threatening here. Oh, and he goes for a leg lock. Yeah, Randy needs a coach telling him not to do that again.
He snapped out of it pretty quick. But you could tell Zach's probably gave him like a, are you serious look?
Yeah. Like, come on. I don't know, unless the Duke wrestling team's been training like leg locks.
I feel like nobody is really attacking that front headlock on Randy or attempting to as much as we saw previously.
I really think Matt Elkins might have the best guillotine of this group, and when he was struggling with it, I think it's going to be really, really speaks volumes, I should say, to Randy's.
Oh, what a beautiful entry!
Oh, that was nice.
Smooth honey hole entry. Inverse.
See Randy's defense here.
Looking to collect that other leg.
Randy's trying to keep weight on it. Randy's actually, man, that was a really good job by Randy. My bad.
What a sprawl.
He navigated that really well.
4 minutes in. Randy's doing some kind of, looks like a staple pass variation.
Yeah, you can really see with a lot of Randy's techniques that he is very raw. You know, in the jiu-jitsu sub-only scene. But give this kid 2 years, he's going to be a savage.
Very calm.
I think this experience in the PGF is only going to make him, like, it's going to push his level 3 or 4. Like, he's going to be so much better from these experiences and sharing the mat with these guys.
To, like, zone in on.
Yes.
Start practicing.
Great potential, awareness of danger, and creative. You can tell that he's making up a lot of this stuff as he goes.
Yeah, he understands, like, he understands how to pin, and I'm really interested, like, what his, like, go-to submissions are.
We're at 3 minutes, 15 seconds.
But very impressed. I thought if Zach got a really good look, like, that's all it was going to take, and I was again completely wrong. Nice again. Really nice by Randy.
Zach's doing a good job of trying to control the bottom of that lever of that foot, because when you got that much foot, you're going to need to do everything perfect in order to lift.
And I think Randy's chewing gum. I really like that. I really feel like gum, like, I swear, gum really forces you to kind of breathe, you know, as you're chewing, and it kind of, like, really calms you. You can tell he's a very calm. This is a guy that's wrestled probably, you know, a couple hundred matches, you know, and maybe even like close to 1,000 probably in his whole, you know, wrestling career. So he's definitely, like, these lights aren't too bright for him.
Looks like Zach's trying to get frustrated. Gets guard passed, but regains guard. Randy's using his knees to pin that bottom leg. That is rough. That can frustrate a leg locker and force them to be more aggressive.
You know, Zach's doing a great job. I mean, Randy just hasn't made a big error yet. I mean, I really feel like, you know, there's not much Zach can do unless he can wrestle, right? Because his biggest problem is that distance management. Randy's doing a great job of staying on the outside and not allowing Zach to get underneath him.
Yeah, there's nothing scarier than a patient wrestler.
Yes. Because, again, he could be a blue belt and you could get a draw with him just because you can't take a position on him.
And you can't force any submissions. Whoa. Interesting ankle lock attempt.
Yeah, but no, Randy's definitely a player, and it's one of the things I love about the PGF is it's not just all like, hey, we want like black belts you've heard of. Like, no. I want to see blue belts go in there with some of these top guys, and really, like, you can make a name for yourself as a talented blue and purple belt.
We got 1:20. Zach's looking like he's doing some inverting to lull Randy into a submission. Randy's not falling for it.
Randy you can just tell his base is incredible. I mean, I've seen Zach really manipulate a lot of guys with his guard, and Randy just is like stone. He's not moving and even reacting to a lot.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that was a disgusting injury.
About 50 seconds left on the match. Gets an inside heel hook by Zach. And like I said earlier, you got to stay mentally there, especially as a guard passer, because it just takes one moment of you not paying attention, and there it is, inside heel hook.
Oh, Zach was tough. It was really hard to keep him off of my legs. I thought I was doing a decent job of just like keeping him off, but I wasn't able really to like advance the state of the match. But eventually got in on something and finished the heel hook.
I felt like I did okay. I missed a whole lot of opportunities, I feel like, though, to finish it a lot earlier. I got in on a honey hole entry, but I wasn't able to invert or take him backwards, so I just kind of abandoned it before I got my back taken. And then I was able to catch him with like, a minute and a half left with a inside heel hook.
Okay, so that gives Zach Edwards 3 points for the heel hook, and that is going to advance the red team to 16 points. The blue team is at 6.
Ooh, so we got Mega Mike Johnson.
Here we go.
Versus the Liquid Terminator, Kevin Primo.
This is gonna be fire.
2 purple belts, 2 tough dudes. I don't have a prediction for this one. I think this match could go either way, and I think probably a draw would be like the safe bet.
You ever seen like the Nature Channel where 2 walruses are fighting for like dominance? I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Bears.
Yeah, like 2 bears.
More prestigious than the walrus.
Dude, don't sleep on the walruses.
Yeah.
The walruses are
I just
savage.
meant for ferocity.
Here we go, though. I love these like red versus blue too. I know tonight we've got a couple like red versus red, blue versus blue, but I love when it's different teams, you know, because they are representing their team, and like it really matters, especially with the red team having a commanding lead in week 2 right now.
Instantly. We got 40 seconds for extra points.
But Kevin is just like, this is where Kevin does some of his best work.
Yeah, he's got a good turtle.
This incredible turtle.
He lures that hand and tries to armbar it. The one that's deep on the hip.
Yeah, Kevin's really, really tough. To choke, honestly, really any submission. He's very defensively sound. But Mike looked like a beast, man. I mean, he really, controlled that at the beginning of the match against Sam.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable right here in this turtle. He's taking his time. Looks like he's trying to scoop that bottom hand up.
But he said something really interesting after his first match where he said, this is my first sub-only experience and my first tournament or matches with heel hooks or with leg locks being allowed. So I just wonder, he's an IBJJF guy. What submission is he going to hit on these guys that really train sub-only, like Kevin? Kevin's done 50 sub-only matches. So his defense and offense, I'm guessing, are probably much higher level than Mike, but Mike's better at control.
I would say defense much higher, but it's going to be a situational thing because don't knock, point fighters. They have good submission defense in certain aspects, and also their attack is actually a little bit sometimes more ferocious. As you can see, Mike is just continuously hunting for the back. Kevin, it needs to address the situation because it seems to be getting worse. Mike's is a little bit high on the hip, but he seems comfortable.
Yes, I think he's a little too high. I think there's a good chance Kevin starts to come out of this position.
Got the hooks in.
Yeah, but he's just not quite in the position I'd want to see.
Mike reestablishes the back control position. He's pummeling for these underhooks.
Yeah, Mike Johnson, Mega Mike is legit. Like he's a real player, for sure.
Now they tell you in jiu-jitsu don't cross your feet, but if you look at Mike's feet, he's doing like an X guard from the back.
Yeah, it's tough. He's definitely like a bigger, stockier guy. So you can see right there. I was getting ready to say, like, the body triangle's not it's not really going to be a technique you see from a guy with Mike's build.
We got 3 minutes, 17 seconds.
Ooh, Kevin's in on his move, maybe. Oh, he did. Mike just was very aware. Kevin, though, look how he's stacked. You see how Kevin's head's now even or even maybe a little bit taller than Mike? It's going to be almost impossible for Mike to have any meaningful back offense due to Kevin stacking.
Got heavy breathing.
Body triangle is not happening. He's on his hips.
And that is the thing. You just said it, Joe. Like, one competitor's heavily breathing. Kevin hasn't even taken a breath because he's just been defending. He hasn't made his move yet, but we're at 240, and neither guy has been real close to a submission. But Kevin looking for that straight arm lock.
Yeah. He continuously attacks, even in positions where most people would be on full defense. Looking for that ankle lock. He's pulling that heel
Kevin
up so he can turn his hip.
Good at really weird submissions.
He's going to use his hip turn right there.
There's almost a shin lock right there. I know Brandon uses that where he grabs the foot.
What a transition.
Kevin, what is this?
Oh,
Kevin's so
to a
weird.
toe hold
That's
by
a good
Kevin.
looking toe hold. He's going to get that. Maybe it's close. Mike does not like that.
Yes. He needs to kick the foot.
Man, what a turn of events.
2 minutes left.
Really nice by Kevin. And now we know Mike's tired. We haven't seen Mike on bottom all season.
Ooh, Kevin with the steamer. Ooh, that's deep. Oh, he kicks it out. And it enters into a leg entanglement with the heel bite. Kevin's in trouble, but Kevin's got a great heel slip.
Yeah, Kevin's really good at defending like deep leg locks like that. Mike did a great job, but I would say Mike, he needs to disengage immediately.
He's only got 1:30 though.
Yeah, but Kevin's definitely got the leg advantage. This is where Kevin wants to be. If I was Mike, I would want to get those legs out of there, and I would want to try and get on top.
Both of them breathing heavy. Kevin makes the wise choice, decides to try to...
Kevin's got a super good straight ankle lock, too.
Mike is waiting for the ankle lock. Doesn't happen. Oh, there it is.
Mike did a great job inverting there. And Mike going again on a leg attack.
Right into a knee bar attempt. Way too shallow. He can turn into a heel hook.
Oh, he's going for the toe hold.
Heel hook.
Kevin, keep your knee out of there.
Kevin does a great job of keeping his knee just out. Toe hold.
Yeah, you need that knee line. Mike needs that knee line. He needs to be a little bit more aware.
43 seconds left. They're really pushing the pace. This has been exciting the whole time. Kevin enters into another ankle lock. Belly down. Ooh.
Yeah.
30 seconds left. Mike
Mike's
takes
on the back again.
riffing over there.
Yeah, and it's awesome like how big our mat space is you know, these guys can go all over. They've got almost 3,000 square feet of mat space to play, and it's funny how you always find the edge though.
Yeah.
You always find the edge no matter how big the mats are.
Oh, Kimura. Power Kimura.
Oh, what a defense though by Kevin. Excellent. He just sat up with it. Yeah, like you said, he didn't have the head pinned, he didn't have the shoulders pinned. So
if you just
good match.
Yep. Amazing.
Good match. Yeah, I felt like that was a great match. Kevin's a pretty physical guy as well. Kind of wrestled a little bit at first. I think he pulled guard early in, then same, like I immediately passed. I think took his back for a while, but man, really great back defense from Kevin. I can tell he's done like probably a ton of EBI overtime rounds and that type of thing. So he was hard to control from there, but I couldn't get the breakthrough. But that was a good match, man. I like to run that back.
Yeah, same way with him. I've actually grappled with him before, and I'd expected to go that way either. But everything I did and everything I went for, it was using every bit of energy I had for a quick submission or a scare type submission, because I couldn't work hard enough to get in my positions. Like I couldn't move. It's really weird. It's like whenever you grab a hold of something, and normally I like to move around whenever I get my grip, body wouldn't go. It was just like, hey, I'm slow. I'm in like super slow mo.
Points wise, draw ends up with 0 points for each competitor, and the points for the red team remain at 16. The points for the blue team remain at 6.
Sam Barbosa versus Stephen Aiken. This is definitely one of the matches of week 2 that I think we all have anticipated. And man, Stephen Aiken, he came out and looked like the dark horse. Like he looked like he could win this whole thing with his performance against Zach Edwards. And both guys representing the blue team. It'll be interesting to see this match.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Stephen in the last week.
Yeah, but Sam, I mean, he walked away with 7 points. So, I mean, he got his choke, played defense, and I love, like, both these guys are, veterans. They have been grappling for a long time. So I'm interested to see how this match goes. They're going to start standing on their feet. Neither guy wants bottom position. You can tell, like, Sam pulled guard. Like you said last match, you could feel his opponent was tense and a little bit anxious. So he just sat. He's not doing that with Steven, especially after what he saw in that first match.
30 seconds for extra points.
So, yeah, 30 seconds. This is neither of these guys work quick. This is going to be a grinder. I love seeing, you can just tell, again, the difference between the kind of the favorites and the guys that, don't compete as much, the blue and purple belts. They breathe harder so much quicker because they're so tense going into these matches.
Big boys. A lot of respect on this match. Beautiful wrestling.
Really nice.
Passes quick, cross faces.
Now, Steven has a very good half guard. He loves a lot of that 10th Planet lockdown. Great lockdown player. But he's already got his guard passed, and Sam, man, he's hunting that Kimura 100%. Whether he's going to use that to take the back or finish the actual Kimura, you cannot let him, get the Kimura grip.
We got 4 minutes, 24 seconds left. A little bit of banter.
It's almost 4 minutes in, and I mean Sam, really established, the dominant position with that takedown, passed immediately. And when you can just pass off of a takedown, it's just such a huge advantage. Because again, like Steven's got an incredible half guard, but he didn't have to go through that at all. He was immediately passed, and now Steven's struggling to escape side control. Sam's a slow worker, though, man. He really likes to play it safe. Yeah, he likes to just play it safe. He's not going to do a big movement. You're not going to see a flying submission. He's a very, very technical grappler.
Looks like he's trying to get underneath that arm, maybe for an arm bar or.
He really likes darces and north-south chokes as well. So those are some. I love that. Looks at the camera and smiles. But yeah, he's a big choker. So I really look out for these north-south and darce attempts. Good guillotine.
Great twister side.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of that weight on that shoulder and the face.
Yeah, Steven's really not even had an opportunity to even put in a good frame just because Sam's positioning has been so good. I love seeing, like you said, like the twister side when guys put that weight on that bicep so they can't frame.
Yeah. Looks like he's trying to lull that leg for maybe a twister, or it seems like he's avoiding the mount.
Well, like Scaff said, if he's a half guard player, then you got to be really careful about going for the leg.
That right there is what really sets apart like a good grappler and a great grappler. You saw Steven was getting ready to push off, and you saw that disengagement by Sam to break that push, really turn that hip over. Just one of those small details that you really need to be aware of to stay on top of a monster like Steven. And now he's looking for that arm in choke. He's looking for that arm in north-south, possibly turn it into a can crusher darce.
Great control of the hip by Sam. Steven's just looking for a way to get out of this, but not explode out and expose too much.
Man, his ability to break frames is incredible.
Yeah. And it's draining to have your hands above your head like that with a lot of weight.
100%. Like, that is 100%.
You can't breathe. You can't exhale. You can't inhale as efficiently.
That diaphragm is just exposed, right? Like, because you're just open, you know. When you have your frames in, or even you have your hands across your chest, you can at least protect that breathing.
Sweaty rash guard on your face. Oh, Kimura entry.
That's what I said, though. You cannot let this dude grab your arm.
Steven using the half guard to try to protect himself, but gets his back taken.
What a back take. That was beautiful.
Got about 1 minute and 25 left.
I've honestly never seen somebody survive Sam Barboza's back game. He always finishes. So he's got 1 minute 17. This is almost like EBI, right? He gets to the back. EBI's 2-minute rounds. So Sam's used to having to finish under 2 minutes for EBI.
That's credit for Brian's guys. They really know how to train for EBI down there at 10th Planet Jacksonville. Look at this twister. Yeah, he's got a little twister hook on the back. Some people call that a halfback. Steven's looking to stomp that out, but man, somebody that plays that, it's tough. Yep.
It's just a matter of time. As I said, I've never seen somebody survive Sam's back game. So, huge win for Sam Barboza, and he is looking like the champion. And he is the champion, so he's definitely looking like it to start off season 2.
Sam Barboza, another really tough dude that's up and coming. A lot of people are going to know about Sam before it's all said and done. He won the 225 mini tournament or whatever at the finale of the last PGF. I've seen him winning a lot here in the Southeast. He's a stud. He's on his way up. Yeah, the match, man, we tied up on our feet a little bit, and I know that he's good on his feet, and I know that he's gotten several of his wins like right from the stand, from the standing game. I didn't want to not engage with him because I wanted to feel him out. I wanted to see what he was really like made of, I guess, because I've never got my hands on it. We've never rolled together, we've never trained together, any of that stuff. So I wanted to see if I could melt him a little bit. But he's good, man. He's a good competitor. I was trying to I think bait him with like a right arm overhook to get him to circle to the other side, because I was trying to make him think that was the play I wanted to make. But he just kind of went into it and passed my guard before I realized it, and he stayed kind of in twister side for several minutes. But dude, it was so surprising how light he was.
Steven, I was playing no games with him at all. I was refusing to be underneath him. My coach prepped me on him, and so I did have to wrestle in that match, and it was a lot of fun. It was a little bit quicker, but it was because I wasn't really I wasn't trying to let any space happen. I didn't want to be under that guy.
Okay, so points-wise, Sam got 6 points for that rear naked choke, which brings him to a total of 13. That will leave the blue team with a total of 12. Red team has 16.
So now we've got Judo Justin versus Joshua Gibbs. And so Joshua is a purple belt. He's out of Virginia, so he does not train under Caleb McAllister. I was off in week 1, but yeah, looked really good against Kevin. One of the best matches of week 1. And Judo Justin, he had a tough match against Jake Elkins. And so I'm going to be really interested to see if we can see some of that judo, because I really think he's probably going to look really, really good on top due to he's usually getting the takedown at his gym, I imagine.
There we go. Got some collar ties, a little bit of.
And so no-gi judo, Joe, I know you've like messed around a lot with judo. Like, what are we looking for?
Don't do it. Exactly what he did. Enter into some legs and then use that to sweep. There's not much you can do when you just don't have the controls that you had. And it's just easier for people to slip out. And also there's a lot of wrestlers in this tournament, which is like a kryptonite if you're in a no-gi setting. Looking for an ankle lock. He's just trying to score right now.
He lost his leg configuration. I would like to see him go for that heel hook right there.
He's way too high on that ankle. He needs to watch his own feet.
Yeah, it was a good setup, but now he's kind of lost it, yeah.
Scrambles out. Good job of not showing his back. And we got 5 seconds left for extra points.
So nobody's getting a bonus point. Back on their feet. We saw Joshua pull guard last time, and then immediately, I mean, I didn't know Judo Justin was into the legs, but we saw some outside ashigarami. He started to lose that knee line pretty early on, but hey, we're seeing some leg attacks from the Judo black belt. You see the foot sweep, like he's really trying to foot sweep, but you can tell like without the grips, he's just not getting the kazushi that he wants.
Because his range is just not there. He has a lot longer of a range when you've got a gi on. You can just work from a longer distance and not have to deal with all that weight on your neck.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. And again, it just really changes things up without the gi, obviously.
If he tries to do a hip toss, his back might be taken. We got 4 minutes and 9 seconds left.
Yeah, the drop seoi-nage is always a fun technique, right? Like, you know, in judo, you're always doing drop seoi-nages, and I've seen it work.
It works?
Yeah, I've seen some guys make it work in no gi, but it's definitely a very,
You gotta
very,
be
very
practicing
risky
it.
move.
You gotta be practicing it, though. Because in this form, the reason it works, though, is because there's points, so people are afraid of a point. But in a no-gi situation with no points and you're trying a dynamic judo toss, good luck.
Ooh, nice job by Justin right there. Uses the thread of the guillotine. I would like to see him do 100%.
Nice foot sweep attempt. They roll off the mat a little bit, but they're continuing.
Yeah, it looks like Justin's thinking leg. You see how he just keeps looking back at the legs? He's thinking leg lock.
320.
So we got a knee shield here by Joshua, some hand fighting. Yeah, he shouldn't try and reach back. If he's looking back to try and break the knee shield, that's not really going to be effective. He needs to put some weight on. Yeah, he needs to take that hand away. Yeah, that was a huge mistake right there by Justin.
You're getting to see, a lot of it getting exposed by the lack of wrestling, even from on your knees. Into the Dars. That was clean.
I think that's the big issue. Was we see Joshua try a Dars choke. Nice job by Justin. But the big issue is how much Nuwaza, how much ground fighting is he doing as a judo guy?
Exactly.
Because again, you could tell like with the knee shield, he just really didn't know how to pass it.
He's doing a good job keeping his knees in. Goes into a lockdown.
Yeah, that was a really good job.
He's got a good
Justin.
underhook. He should be using his lockdown. Whip that up. Gave up the underhook.
Yeah, he's got that underhook. And we saw his last match. I mean, Jake Elkins finished with an arm triangle. Or no, excuse me, he finished with a Dars choke.
Yeah, if you're a competitor, you need to be watching everybody.
100%.
And seeing how they're getting submitted, how they're submitting. Wow.
Ooh, a little Gordon versus Keenan action right there.
That's tough, especially when you come from a school that specializes in throwing people.
Yeah, no, Justin's for sure. He's got some really you can tell with his judo, he's mixed in a lot of really basics of jiu-jitsu. He's got back to his guard multiple times. He's very aware of all the submissions. It's been a good match for him.
Got a minute 20, and he's still going for that Dars. Interesting, grabbing his own foot.
I've seen guys do that. I'm not a big fan of that.
So break their posture.
Yeah, and it just like gets your arm deep, but I much prefer getting a vice grip right
Josh
there.
was just all over him.
Well, I think also Justin's the oldest competitor too, so I think as these matches wear on, you know, he's definitely going to be at a disadvantage compared to some of these younger guns, you know.
Got about 55 seconds left. Enters into a triangle.
And Justin's very aware. Really nice defense for Justin. Needs to keep that. He's got those hands in. He's going to be out.
That's deep. He's choking himself with his own hand.
Oh,
he needs to grab his shin. He needs to grab his shin. There you go. Yeah, he's choking himself with his own hand.
Oh, he's going to tap.
There we go.
Oh, man.
Blue team.
Yeah, the red team now just took a commanding lead. And that kind of that did secure it for him. Red team just won week 2, the first block of matches.
Tough week for Blue.
That's huge, especially for like Elijah Carlton, because he had to watch his rivals get an extra point for his team. And like he said, you know, Elijah's out here for himself. He's got to be really pumped with how the team performed in block 2.
The match with Josh was real fun. I felt really evenly matched with him. I don't feel like he just ran away with it. We got down to about the last 30 seconds, and he had just a kudos to him. Spectacular triangle, just super tight. And I was to the point where I was like, I don't know about 30 seconds.
Justin, he's a judo guy, I believe. So standing up with him was kind of fun. Wasn't quite sure how things were going to go. We're on our feet for a while. And then we somehow got to the ground. I can't even remember. It's kind of a blur. I set up a half guard sweep, which was great. Was able to get the pass, got to mount, started working for, I believe it was that triangle choke, and thankfully I was able to finish, get 6 points, and help for the team total for the night. I know that was exciting.
So Joshua Gibbs gets 6 points for that triangle choke. Justin comes away with 0. So the total for the red team is 22, and the blue team with 12.
Oh, here we go. So we got Matt Elkins representing the red team versus Kemoy Anderson. Yeah, I thought it was Anderson. So we got Kemoy Anderson representing the blue. Both brown belts, both savages. Kemoy had a really good match in his first match against the 10th Planet Kansas City representative. He walked away with a draw. I know he's looking to get some points on the board. Matt Elkins, he took a little injury against Randy Roden. How do you think that knee's going to hold up?
I don't know. He's going to sit.
Here we go. 55 seconds for points.
Does not feel good.
Good pass by Kemoy.
And that's the end of the fight. Man, you just got to wonder, like, seeing that right there, and we all know Matt really, really well.
It's telling.
Yeah, how compromised that knee is with him just kind of really allowing a guy like Kemoy to just get on top like that.
Who had one of the best positional controls in the last block. But I thought Matt had better submission attempts. So this is interesting. It's going to be Kemoy with better positioning, controlling, and then Matt with better attacks.
Man, Matt's really showing his jiu-jitsu. Really nice play by both guys. Kemoy going for that Kimura attack. I mean, I'm just a big Matt Elkins fan. I love his jiu-jitsu.
He's already in with the heel exposed. How much stress is that putting on his knee?
I know. I was just thinking that. It's an awkward angle.
With the sprawl.
Yeah. If I'm him, I'm going to abandon that.
That's his left knee, right?
It is his left knee. I mean, I just don't think he'd be capable of being in that position with his big one.
Kemoy with the mount. We got...
Man, Matt immediately, though, escapes, and he's back into half guard. And look, Matt's he's calm. He knows this is going to be a war, especially with a compromised knee. Look at him. He's just kicking that leg out. He's probably got some LCL injury, that's causing some discomfort.
No extra points now.
Nice. That was a high-level guard play right there.
Now, this is like classic MMA guard passing right here. They like to stay low, which is if you're good at it, cool, but you got to be careful if you're dealing with no-gi, triangle specialists.
Yeah, and Matt's definitely, one of his favorite moves is the triangle. So I'm always super impressed when, those MMA guys get on top. They're used to, I think, actually their defense gets so good because they're having to be more aware of their arms due to throwing strikes.
Whoa, flying triangle attempt by Kemoy. I love when I see big guys fly.
I do too, man. I like when they just go for it, just, hey, let's see it. So, nice plank style pass.
Good guard pass.
So we're at 3:43 left. A lot of Elkins on bottom. He's been passed a couple of times. He hasn't been in any danger, though. He's actually had the best offensive movement with just that honey hole attack.
He's staying really calm, though, and just waiting for his opportunity. He's getting these underhooks, trying to wake his way back out. Kamoi's doing a good job of controlling that north-south.
Oh, nice underhook. He's won the underhook.
Nice leg pummel to get your guard back. Kamoi's getting a little frustrated. A little bit of breathing by both.
I'm so nervous.
Liminari attempt.
Liminari attempt. Man, Matt's inverting very well. Kamoi, though, he's aware of everything.
He might not have a choice. He might be inverting because his legs is throbbing.
We're seeing him on his feet. Nice, takes the shot. On their knees, a little wrestling. This is like one thing like you'd see. Obviously, two high-level guys, you're like, oh, you do your thing. But when you see two white belts on your knees, you're like, hey, buddy, like, one of you can either stand up or. Oh, I like. Oh, that was beautiful, and this is where Matt wants to be, looking for that leg drag position.
What a collar tie snap to a
Man.
takedown.
That was beautiful. Oh, and this is his move. He's got the pin.
Kamoi's doing a good job of controlling that quarter, but it's slipping.
Man, that was almost the B-Max special right there.
Your mother's a sugar
Yeah, I was going to say, that sugar hold was there.
That wrist control is really keeping Kamoi from regaining his guard back. He's trying to push that knee to slide it back into a deeper half.
He needs to be real careful. He needs to keep control of that foot because Elkins is looking for that mounted triangle. And this is his money move.
Yeah. And with that wrist control, he could enter right into a triangle. Oh, you just said that exactly. Kamoi needs to be careful with that left hand underhook.
We let go of the foot. This is going to set up all Matt's offense. And it's funny, man, like the Elkins brothers and probably Hunter Colvin have the best mounts in PG, like in this season. And so when these guys get here, like some guys, they're not going to have much offense. Like Matt Elkins, Jake Elkins, and Hunter Colvin get there, you're in trouble.
Got about a minute 15 left. Good job, Kamoi, regaining his guard.
Yeah, that was an awesome guard recovery by Kamoi. Gotta be careful of that neck. Elkins he's got that guillotine. He's got to kill. Oh, this is tight.
Very tight.
He gets the tap. Oh, what a match. Best for last of Block 2. And the red team destroyed the blue team.
Yeah, I was very surprised. This was a tough
And then you got to listen to the prophets.
That just went into gear 4.
You can't let Elkins grab your neck. You saw that in season 1, and it's going to be the same thing season 2.
And he did it to a stronger person than Kamoi, too, so his strength is not an issue with these headlocks. It's all technique.
I feel like a guy like me, I should have done. There was way more expected of me. I should have done way better. And I got subbed in my second match, and I wasn't too happy about that. That was kind of a downer for me.
So going into match 2, my knee was not feeling great. I was definitely a little bit nervous after watching him grapple. I knew that he was super heavy on top, really aggressive with some of his passes and stuff like that. I didn't see a ton of like super aggressive offensive like finishing in his game from the little bit that I got to see in this first match. So about 2 or 3 minutes into the match, I just felt like I could get on offense a little bit and kind of maybe a little bit of adrenaline. Maybe a little bit of not so worried about my knee right now. I'm going to stand up and try and wrestle his ass. And, I thought I made good on it, man. I was super nervous that I wasn't going to be able to make certain plays. And, I was just in the moment. It was like sit there and complain about your knee or try and win. And I'm not going to sit there and lose.
So at the end of Block 2, the red team is the winner. Okay, they had more points scored than the blue team. So let's go down each individual competitor. Evan has 1. Elijah is 11. James Regina, 1. Zach Edwards, 4. Mike Johnson, 1. Jake Elkins, 14. Joshua Gibbs, 7. Matt Elkins, 7. And on the blue team, Hunter Colvin, 13. Randy Roden, 1. Kevin, 1. Grayson, 1. Sam, 13. Steven, 1. Justin, 1. And Kimaway, 1.
Yeah, so we're looking at the top 4 right now. Jake Elkins, after the first 2 blocks, is number 1. He's at 14 points. Hunter Colvin's in at 13. We've got Sam Barboza in at 13. And then we've got the bad guy in at 11. So awesome. I mean, man, you talk about top 4 with Jake Elkins. That's what I love about the PGF. You know, we got this dark horse, this guy that a lot of people aren't picking, especially if you're not from Alabama. He's leading the way at 14 points.
Matt Viper, the official sponsor of the PGF. Get your gear now at mattviper.com. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcasting apps. Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Kentucky Signs and Graphics. Get your custom signs and banners at kysignsandgraphics.com. The Grappling Discourse podcast. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcasting apps. Subconscious Studios. High quality motion pictures. Amanda Sharon Real Estate. She specializes in first-time home buying, resale, relocation, investing, and new construction. Give her a call at 904-510-4596. Dr. Cantrell is a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. He specializes in reconstruction of the shoulder and knee. B&G Logistics, providing ground logistics and support to all companies in the southeastern United States. R&R Group Home, a day center committed to supporting their community. The McDojo Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and other major streaming platforms. Join the Fantasy League now at pgfhome.com. Scotsman Automations, security, efficiency, peace of mind. Find out more at scotsmanautomations.com.
We're going to do a series of activities known as initiative games, low elements, and then possibly let them do some high elements. We do this under the realm of experiential education. And they're just going to play some games and have some fun and learn about teamwork.
I don't know what all we're doing.
I'm going to sign his for daddy, parent, guardian.
Block 12. We're going to do some stuff that deals with teamwork, communication, and leadership. And some of that will involve the group at large. And then we're going to, after we eat lunch, we'll probably do some high elements that allows one person to do some really cool stuff while everybody else watches or helps. If it goes towards your head, I get a deep squat. If it goes towards your feet, I get a real nice jump knee tuck. All right? Here we go.
Hey, y'all can find Lonnie out here doing that shit when nobody's around.
That's the only reason we did that. That first panic reaction, anybody have that? Fight or flight response kind of thing?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay. It's very easy when something happens in a especially a competition. Oh my God, he passed my guard. Oh my God, he swept me. Oh my gosh, he's going for the Kimura. Oh my goodness, I fell into a darce. And worry about what he can do rather than what I can do. You only control the controllables and do the doables. And so don't when you do this, you've moved from the forebrain to the midbrain. The midbrain is your emotional brain. You're about as complicated as a goat. You have a narrow focus. You have tunnel vision. You don't process information. How many times have you seen a competitor doing something and his coach screaming at the top of his lungs what he needs to do and he can't hear him? That's because you get into emotion-based thinking. You get panicked. It's not either or, your emotion or your intellect. It's both and. But you've got to have an integration between what I feel and what I know. And that's in any situation where you integrate intellect plus emotion. All right, that's kind of a sampler of some of the stuff we'll talk about today.
What excites you about Block 3? Like what matches or what are you looking for in Block 3?
It's like you said, who's the king of the red team? You know, we got Elijah and Jake. They're going to go against each other, so we get to really see. I really love Jake's just belief in himself. Like, he's not the most experienced jiu-jitsu practitioner, but he believes in his grappling, and it really shows.
Which team do you think is set up? Because we've split. Week 1, we saw the blue team earn an extra point for all their team. In week 2, we've seen in the first block. We saw the red team walk away with 1 point. I mean, again, I really think this is a huge storyline, and people really need to pay attention to it. I think it's going to be tough with some of red team's best guys facing each other. I think it might be difficult for them to beat the blue team. Here we go, though. We're starting with Evan Stapler with the front roll, blue belt. He's had a tough. He's probably super happy to see a purple belt. He's like, thank God, you know. give me all of James Regina. Just don't send me back out there with Elijah and Hunter.
But hey, unwavering enthusiasm and just courage. I mean, our hats off to Evan.
And those matches are done.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to go back there.
Here we go, minute points.
So here we go. We got red team versus red team. Both guys at 1 point. I mean, this is a match both guys have to, they need this match.
Evan with the front headlock. Uses it to take down. Good job.
I've mentioned this already tonight, but when you can get the takedown past the guard, it is just a huge bonus. A huge bonus.
Evan's all over him.
Evan's a monster here. Like, he can make even really good dudes panic because he's heavy, and he's way heavier than he looks. So when Evan first came in, he was 300 pounds. He's lost almost, I know at one point he had lost 100 pounds. I know he put a few pounds back on because he didn't want to be that light. But yeah, he's got that in him though, you know. He's still got that dense body. And so when you're on bottom, look how he's just smothering James. Like, not a good place to be. Not a good place to be.
5 seconds.
Yeah. And when you're a blue belt, you only know one speed, and it's go.
Yeah. It's kill or be killed in the jungle, man.
Especially in this environment, he's like, I'm just going to shoot, and hopefully it hits.
No extra point in this match.
But, I mean, James has really shown, look, he's got his frames in. He's not panicking. He's not doing anything dumb. He knows he's got under 5 minutes to work. As a red team guy, I guess you're rooting for one of these guys to sub one or the other because then your whole team gets points. So when you both take a draw.
Takes the back easily. A little bit high on that back attack. Evan's doing a good job of fighting that wrist, needs to shake his butt. There you go.
I like how Evan's tripoding right here.
He needs to be careful. That's how he gets swept right into a submission.
He needs to get that elbow across. He's almost there. He needs to be careful of the arm bar.
Evan's got a really good pass off of that. Yeah. You saw it in the last block.
You definitely foreshadowed that. That was excellent by Evan. Really nice work. That's sweet by James, though, to the back.
That was beautiful. 4 minutes. These guys are going for it. I love it. Double underpass attempt. Kind of gets his head stuck in there.
That's the Stephen Aiken pass. Same thing, you know.
He's baiting them.
Baits the triangle, uses it to bully pass, and you can tell, you can see it in James' eyes after he missed that.
He's like, what the?
Yeah, he's like, God, you know. And that's the thing when you get with some of these bigger guys, they'll bait submissions because I'm just going to use it to pass. I don't have the footwork. I don't have the small guy passing system.
Evan's been showcasing some great guard passing on people that he should not guard.
Because James has a pretty good. We've seen James show a pretty good guard, and especially in that match against Kemoy. So you can definitely hear James is breathing a little bit harder.
Bit of both of them.
Yeah.
No, Evan's cardio. That's the one thing. Evan's cardio is really good.
Yeah.
He can push a pace.
Same guard pass over and over. He needs to be careful though. That's asking for an arm bar and triangles.
He's just got so much confidence in it. You see, he just brits that nose to the ceiling, and he lets his posture do the work. And
but when you're tired, your confidence can be deceiving.
I bet James, if he heard 3 minutes, he'd be like, "It's been 3 minutes." He's like, "I thought it was close to 6." I mean, when you're getting a pace by a big guy like that, it's overwhelming.
Now I'm interested in what is Evan thinking right here? He seems to be just smushing him. Whoa! That's what he's thinking. He's thinking submission.
Dude,
good job,
honestly, seeing Evan choke and make guys quit from that position, that's the third or fourth match I've seen, so that does not surprise me at all.
What an amazing round.
That was a choke. It was like a Von Flue.
6 points.
Yeah. It's a Von, it's like a Von Flue type. I mean, he was gonna go to sleep. That's why he had to tap. James is an MMA fighter. He's not tapping.
And he's high up on that chin too.
That match was fun too, and after taking those L's like I did, I was like, I gotta win. That was really all it was about. Just get some points, even if it was against my own team. After I passed and eventually got into side control, man, it was just I looked him in the eye, and I could just tell oh, I got him. My plan was just to just wait there, get them out, and just move into the arm triangle to get the kill. But I didn't have to do that. Just had to crush his face.
Blue belt here from Decatur. Really good kid. Had really good pressure. Just ended up kind of giving me that mother's milk smother, just right over the nose and the mouth. Really good, and just kind of showed me it's another game out here and it's good and it's exciting, and I think in the next couple days, in the next couple weeks, you guys will see me hit a groove. So that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so for Evan, that gives him 6 points, so he now has a total of 7. So that gives 6 points to the red team, and the blue team is at 0.
Ooh, okay, so we got Joshua Gibbs, who's coming off of a submission victory against Grayson Webster. So this is a big match. I mean, this is one of those red versus blue matchups. So whatever team can get a submission here definitely sets their team up for getting that extra point.
Joshua's been getting better, and Grayson is still yet to show us really what he can do. So hopefully he opens up in this.
Yeah, Grayson's another guy. He's faced 2 of the top guys. He faced Elijah, and then he faced Jake Elkins. So I'm really looking forward to this match because I think we're going to get to see a lot of Grayson's jiu-jitsu.
Got 45 seconds for points, extra points.
So yeah, Josh had a really good match his last match. I would like to see him. This is a big match for him.
Kimura attempt. Uses it to sweep. Beautiful.
That was really nice. Joshua made a huge mistake. He sat back on those hips, and it just really allowed Grayson to use that hip bump sweep to get into this Kimura attack.
He needs to let that head pop out and take the back.
His foot is caught underneath.
Well, you've also got to wonder, though, like Grayson, he's a lifelong martial artist, but he really hasn't been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that long, so you got to wonder how many attacks he has. Like, does he even know how to take? It looks like the Kimura, as strong and stout as he is.
Ooh, that's a good look on the Kimura. Oh, and he got the extra point.
Yeah, that is huge. Grayson Webster coming up big for the blue team and himself.
He was good. He was strong. He surprised me, actually, when he pulled guard on me. I wasn't expecting that. He pulled me right into that closed guard, and, man, his grips are great. So hard to break his grips. I thought he was going for a triangle, so I was trying to protect my arm, but, man, he put me right into that Kimura. It all happened real fast.
I don't know. I felt good. I almost felt like he was baiting me, by giving me his arm. I went for the Kimura, but once I walked it in, and I forget exactly how it happened. I know I've kind of finished it, I think, in mount. I think it started in the closed guard, and it transitioned to mount, and I was surprised when he tapped,
Right?
True.
So he gets 4. Grayson gets 4 for that submission, which takes him to 5 points. So that is going to be red has a total of 6, and blue now has a total of 4.
All right, so we got Mega Mike versus Judo Justin. JJ, Double J.
Oh, this is going to be a tough match for Judo Justin.
It is, man. Mike Johnson's a beast. That match he had with Kevin was a barn burner. And Judo, he needs to use his judo and he needs to get on top.
Mike's been super impressive.
He has. Mike has definitely been. He's the guy in season 1. He's the Manscaped Mike of this season. Just dude, he might get draws with everybody. He looks like he's going to be very, very difficult to beat.
Here we go.
Both of these guys have 1 point.
See, in this situation, I'm not trying to throw this guy. Maybe a foot sweep, but look at that. He's got a 2-on-1 to a blast double.
Nice. And we've really just seen, Judo Justin look for those foot sweeps. It's really all he has, on his feet without those grips.
Yeah.
And he's been taken down by wrestling, each time.
Yep. We got about 30 seconds left for extra points. Mike looking to pass.
Mike's really good on top, man. He's just so patient, and he just smothers.
Yeah.
I noticed he was kind of content to go into close guard. He wasn't looking to pass as the sweep was happening. So.
Oh yeah, but I think that's what Scaff was saying earlier. He comes from a point tournament type of style, and usually you get that ingrained in your body that, hey, I want this takedown. It's also a sign of dominance.
This is another big match. It was both guys missed that bonus point time. So neither guy will receive an extra point if they get a submission, but it is another red versus blue match. We saw the blue team victorious in the last match. Grayson Webster hitting a beautiful Kimura And both these teams really need this. If one of these teams, they will set themselves up for getting that extra point.
Judo Justin gets an underhook on his right side, but he's still struggling on that left side.
Yeah, he's got a tight lockdown though. You can definitely tell he's got half guard and lockdown is his game. He doesn't whip very well. He's not using the whip.
He's on level 1 lockdown. Switching to a butterfly is not a good idea either.
Yeah, nice job by Mike. Patient. He's got 4 minutes to work. I think it's going to be really tough for Judo Justin to recover here. I mean, you saw Kevin, for Kevin to get out, he had to expose himself. He had to show his back. He had to get up to turtle. If you're not willing to do that, it just looks like you're going to have a long day under Mega Mike.
They stop the action as they almost fall off the mat.
Socks on the mat.
Now, are they supposed to stop the time? That's...
I've already had gum
I
and
know,
socks
man.
on the
We got
mat.
Randy chewing gum.
If I'm losing, I would take my time to get back to the center.
Justin kept
Yeah, the time's still going.
This is one of those moments there where you go, who's the scariest guy in this picture? And nobody's going to choose the dude with socks, Yeah. No, trust me, the dude with socks will murder.
Is your instructor here? That guy?
Yeah. No, that guy's amazing. But anyways, back to the match.
Looking for a head and arm.
Yeah, setting up that head and arm. And this is really good control. This is very Eddie Bravo-esque. Eddie, that's one of the things. People don't understand how good Eddie is at other parts of jiu-jitsu. They're like, oh, it's the lockdown. It's no. Eddie's ability to set up the arm triangle from the chopping block is world class.
Justin's panicking from the bottom.
You can see that Mega Mike is a monster at the arm triangle. I mean, this is not looking good.
With the size of his arms.
If you do 1 or 2 bridges and it doesn't work, it's probably not a great idea to really keep bridging that hard.
Yeah, he's going to get that.
Especially with a head and arm specialist. You're giving them the submission. You got about 238. Wow, he gets out.
He used that telephone. He used that telephone defense. And I didn't know because he wasn't bridging. He wasn't bridging immediately. So I was like, man, if he doesn't bridge, he's going to die here.
Yeah, knee on belly, right to mount again, and we're back at it.
Yeah, Mike's one of those guys, too. He might not submit you, but you're going to remember his name. Dang, Mega Mike, bro.
Oh, yeah. I'm loving his top pressure. It's been great study.
Yeah, he's trained here a few times at 10th Planet Decatur, and
Justin uses some explosion to try to get some space. He should have shrimped on that. He had the space to... But, I mean, that's easier said than done with somebody like that. Transition to a triangle from the top mount. That's tough. That can submit anybody, especially when you're exhausted.
Yeah, and he's got those thick legs. He just needs to change his angle.
Needs to rotate.
1:45 seconds.
Nice bump right there. It's really stopped Mega Mike's ability to get the angle he needs.
He's keeping his heel underneath the back.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get this triangle.
I think he will. Got about 1:30. Oh, judo fighting through. Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a good job. And
Hey,
we've seen Justin, JJ, Double J, really, some late escapes now.
Yeah.
Using that telephone to escape the arm
Hey,
triangle.
credit for Justin for not giving up on some of these.
Oh, 100%.
He could have, and I wouldn't have blamed him. A mounted triangle
on a guy that size with those legs and those arms.
After bridging from many mount attempts.
Yeah. He needs to watch out for this triangle attempt, though.
Yeah, his elbows are a little low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just his frames. I really don't like his arm positioning in all of his matches when he's been on defense. It's just been off.
Yeah.
And so he's having to survive a lot of deep submission attempts.
40 seconds left. Oh, there we go. Back take attempt. Fails,
he's going to turn that into an arm triangle, or at least try.
All right, now Mike's starting to panic.
This is what's tough. Yeah, it's what's tough is now the guy on bottom's winning because he heard 30 seconds. He's like, look, I've just been mounted for 4 minutes. It's a win for me if this dude walks away with 0 points in my team.
If he's trying to slide up that S mount, but Justin, oh, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, Justin's really been open for it.
8 seconds left. Let's see if he can get it. It's a little bit too late. Nice work by Justin.
Nice, Justin.
Beautiful display of defense.
Very aware. Really nice job by Justin. And that was huge for the blue team.
That match was good. We had a little bit of a wrestling exchange. I shot a double on him, took him down. I felt great with guard passing. I feel like that's definitely my strength, is kind of the smash and pass thing. So I mean, I think I mounted him for most of the match. Man, like final seconds, he just kind of inched his way out. But yeah, I feel like I let that one slip through. You know, I like to have that one back because I feel like I totally had controlled the match.
The match with Mike, I was glad to have lasted. There was a point where I was like, I wanted to tap, and I was like, I don't know if he's got any much else left here. And right after that, I just passed off, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm alive.
So both of the competitors end up with 0 points for the draw.
It's tough.
They each still have 1 point. The team totals, red team is at 6, blue team is at 4.
Ooh, okay, here we go. We got Kevin Primo versus Steven Aiken, and Steven had a tough match. Like his first week looked incredible against the Squidbilly, and the Liquid Terminator it just looks a little off. His timing isn't there. It doesn't. And even here in all of his matches, what has he said? I can't move. He's like, I can't do the jiu-jitsu I want to do. So yeah, it's definitely.
He needs to wake up.
Yes, yeah.
All right, minute for points. Here we go.
Yeah, he's got 13 more matches to wake up, but he better do it quick. And he cannot end up on bottom here. We saw the difference. When Sam ended up on top, Steven looked like a whole different competitor.
Yeah, Kevin always fights for top. So there's going to be a lot of wrestling going on, I guess.
And this is another blue team. Blue on blue.
Ooh, a little fake scissor leg attempt. What was that?
Kevin's got really weird movements on the feet. And he actually did really well in season 1, and he got a lot of takedowns, but he just does a lot of like unorthodox
little funk wrestling.
Yes, very unorthodox.
Ooh, just giving up underhooks.
Wow. And see, I think like that's a mistake. Like,
beautiful takedown.
You can make, especially in like a 195-pound season where some of the guys are going to be 170. But it's going to be tough on a guy that's cutting to make 225 to just expose your back like that.
Yeah,
but man,
tough.
Honestly, watching Kevin, he's got so many like little things he does that are just so pure jiu-jitsu, like the way he just defends and he just does little movements that stop all submissions. I mean,
yeah, but imagine if he did all those movements and also didn't give up his back.
That's a good point.
Because he should not be here.
He's so confident in making that angle. Like he makes it as soon as his back is taken, he's already making that angle to get his back flat to the mat. So he's super confident in giving up his back.
And on all honesty though, if Kevin's saying that he can't move the way he likes, maybe his best chance is just doing this weirder style of jiu-jitsu and forcing guys into, just positions like this where he's looking to snag up a leg or an arm from a guy overreaching and just getting frustrated.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's definitely not the strategy I'd recommend against Steven.
Because look, he's looking for this arm bar here or Kimura transition. And it's just not a good look when somebody is bigger than you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, again, like it's definitely tough.
I like the pressure that Steven was putting on the back.
Yeah, but you see how Kevin, like, he goes from, like, a straight arm right there. When he straightens his arm, it's actually taking that pressure off of his
Steven
neck.
mounts easily.
Yeah, Kevin's so tough to choke, though, man.
I mean, let's give credit for Steven, too. I mean, he's just continuing with crisp jiu-jitsu. He's not fazed by the funkiness.
It's progressed.
Yeah, he's got a submission on his mind. And he's also transitioning beautifully. It's people don't know about Kevin's back defense. So
that right there was like a really good movement by Kevin. Like he felt Steven getting a little bit deeper, and you saw he just like went to his turtle.
Yeah. But also look at his left arm just chilling. Like that's what I mean. That seems a little bit. Maybe he can't move because of the submission. But I feel like his left arm is doing. Oh my goodness! Wow. That is, something's going on with Kevin. He seems to be very off.
That was 6, right?
Do you think it's medical?
6 points. No, he just really couldn't. He just really didn't train very much leading up to this. He just wasn't able to.
Dude, Kevin, again, super game, but for whatever reason, I felt like I was a step ahead the whole time. I felt like any moment I made a mistake though, riding the top, with him. he was looking to capitalize. He was like, I'm just gonna keep moving and hustling. He tried to do like the turtle guard or whatever you want to call it, the fat boy roll on me a few times. I felt that so many times, so it didn't really, do much to me. I was able to surf and ride, and then I feel like I got to this spot and I saw that I could get the choke maybe for a head and arm and still have time to finish it, and so I was able to kind of finesse it in and get a good clamp on him and got a head and arm on him. And I was really, then I was really stoked getting up. I had to like make sure that I was containing what I was showing everybody else about how excited I was about getting those 6 points.
And black belt from Perry, who's an 10th point Perry. Yeah, that guy's good. He's got a lot of heavy pressure, and he got on top of me, and I was like, let's see if we can get out. Nothing to get out. I was like, I really want to move right now. I know how to get out of this, but I can't. So, and a lot of that is due to that when I did catch COVID, the COVID part wasn't that bad on me. Like, I was fine a couple days. I was like, okay, cool, I can start working, I can do whatever. But I think that caused me to get pneumonia, like wearing my body back down. And then when I got it, 104 plus temperature for like 3 or 4 hours in the middle of the night. And the reason why I say 104 plus is because the thermometer was broke. That's the best thing we could get out of it. So, but felt like my body was cooking. So after that, it's been an ongoing battle to where I can breathe, and some days are way better than others. Like the last day I trained before this started, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm good, I'm great. But then the first match, when I was trying to finish Gibbs, I can't remember, even with the match that went over an hour with Joe Kai last year, I can't remember the last time that I couldn't just pick my arms up. I'm sitting in the chair like, I can't pick my arms up right now. Like, they're dead, and they felt like somebody just beat them with baseball bats.
Yeah, that definitely explains the Kevin story. Now, like I knew there was something like that because I knew, again, he really hadn't trained, and I knew he got COVID, but it's tough.
Yeah, that's very uncharacteristic of Kevin, to those movements. I mean, yes, he likes, if you're going to do that funk rolling style, you can't be slow like that. You're going to get caught.
Right. So that gives Steven 6 points for the arm triangle. So Steven now has a total of 7. And that gives the blue team 10 points, and the red team is still at 6.
Oh, here we go. So we got a little red on blue action here. We got Matt Elkins coming off a huge win, a guillotine over Comoy, and Hunter Colvin in at 13 points. He's looking to pass the older brother of Matt, Jake Elkins, who's the leader, in at 14. So this is a big match for both guys. I mean, if Matt Elkins can get if he can get the sub here, he goes from, draw against Randy Roden, injured his knee. Like, what can he do to, oh man, Matt Elkins is here, and he's looking to finish in the top 3.
1 minute for extra points. Fun fact, Hunter's hands are giant. They're bigger,
this is the
than
plex.
Jake's.
We've seen it multiple times. You cannot let Hunter get that rolling Kimura.
Yeah, he easily gets right into it, right into the Kimura trap to the back with the body triangle.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of time.
And deep already. That's tough. Looks like he's going to get the extra points.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. We still got 25 seconds, and he's locked it up. Matt's going to tap.
He's trying not to, but you can't fight a rear naked choke that deep with just grit.
Huge win for Hunter Colvin and the blue team, because that's almost like that might lock up them getting an extra point for their team, and Hunter just moved to our first competitor at 20 points.
And you can also see that Matt's struggling, as far as you saw he instantly sat, and for a wrestler to sit that quick, he's in pain.
Yeah, so going into match 3, watching what Hunter had done to everybody else at that point, I pretty much knew that my man was going to try and take my back and rip my face off. And in case you missed it, you didn't miss it. He took my back and ripped my face off. So got a nice little, I don't know if you guys can catch this on the camera, but a little soul patch thing going under there, like Hoobastank, the lead singer. Yeah, I know there's a little purple patch under there where I could feel the layers of my lip popping inside of my going, ping, 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 ping. And they're just unfolding on itself. So Papa had to tap to that one.
Of course, I feel confident. I think I'm the most seasoned competitor in here. I'm one of the few black belts in here. That being said, every day is a new day on the mat. I'm coming just like I'm a day one person. I've got fire in me. I'm not going to get to do a lot of jiu-jitsu this year because of my MMA schedule, so I'm going to, take advantage while I can.
Okay, so that rear naked choke gives Hunter Colvin a total of 20 points. Okay, so he got 7 points. He got the extra point. So now he has a total of 20. The blue team is now at 17 points, and the red team is at 6.
So Sam Barboza coming in, he's at 13 points. This match is huge for him. I mean, as Hunter, he's pulled away from the pack. He's at 20. Sam wants to join him. He's coming up, though, against the savage dump truck Randy. And Randy has been one of my favorite, he's been so far my favorite, one of my favorite competitors. So I'm excited for this. We got a little blue on blue action. Let's see what happens.
1 minute for extra points. Ooh, into the guillotine instantly. Yeah, that's one thing I got to.
Sam's got such a good guillotine. Yeah. That's an arm in.
Sam's very smart. It's a little bit loose, but he's switching to the.
That was such a good play to go turn it to the top position.
About 40 seconds left.
Are his hands still together?
See, when Sam was here, that's deep.
That's deep. That's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah, he's got that. This is what Sam told me. Sam was like, no, the arming guillotine is going to, that's my special move. I'm going to catch a lot of these dudes in arming guillotine. Yep. So there we go.
Very smart awareness of catching it off the rip because, if you're a blue belt, sometimes you'll be looking down when you should be looking at your opponent. He caught Randy looking down.
Heck yeah. He was going to drop me on my head. And if we were on concrete, he might have did it. But I was lucky enough. I broke his posture. Instead of trying to pull him up, I just jumped up with him when he hit that duck, and I was able to break his posture before he realized what was going on.
Damn, that was a very, very quick match. Again, I felt like there's just way less pressure because me and Sam were on the same team. The goal was to get in there, get it done, but I mean, he got it done. I went in, got in on the leg, went around the waist. I was looking to throw, but he literally just jumped on top of me and sank in a guillotine. And I tried to fight it, but it was just tight.
So with that guillotine, Sam gets 7 points. He gets the extra point and the choke. That puts him at a total of 20 points. So now he's tied with Hunter Colvin. And that puts the blue team at 24 points while the red team remains at 6.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. And this match even has more importance now because both Sam and Hunter are in at 20. And so we got the bad guy, Elijah Carlton. He's coming in with 11 points. And Jake Elkins was our leader coming into Block 3, but he's at 14. So we'll see, man. I mean, this is a huge match, man. If Jake can find a way to beat Elijah, it really sets him up to be one of the top 3 guys, 100%.
55 seconds.
Yeah, that extra point's going to matter, too. Yeah, Elijah does not want to wrestle here.
Yeah. Elijah's triangle is the key to getting 7 points, but other than that, I think he might have to settle for a leg lock.
See, the key with Elijah is you have to get past the first 3 minutes. If you can make it to that 3-minute mark, he definitely, he loses a little bit of his steam. He is the scariest guy in the first minute of any of these dudes, in my opinion, but you got to make it past that. If you don't make it past 3 minutes, obviously your night's over. Got to watch out for these triangles.
Jake looking like he's unfazed by this matchup.
These guys have also rolled a bunch.
Oh, okay. Leg drag attempt into a leg lock.
Yeah, these guys have definitely rolled quite a few times. Nice job by Jake bothering the head, not allowing Elijah to get underneath.
Elijah's going to settle for that leg attempt is what it looks like. Oh,
yeah,
spins out of it.
He knows how tough Jake is.
And there goes extra points. Nice guard pass attempt by Jake. Nice and heavy, wrapping up those feet. Watch how he
love how he's
his
shelving.
arms.
Yeah, that was an excellent shelf right there.
Shelved both feet. Beautiful. Very, very systematic, Jake. He's a very smart grappler too.
Yeah, look at him looking to really establish that underhook. Heavy pressure here.
Already hear heavy breathing.
Yeah, it's just not where you want to be, obviously, against Jake. Elijah, though, is really crafty. He's actually really good defensively. He doesn't make any dumb mistakes. I mean, he's a sub-only guy. Nice. That's just beautiful jiu-jitsu by Elijah Carlton. I mean, both guys, this is a high-level match.
Elijah inverting.
This has probably been the highest level match we've had so far. Just like you can tell by the way both these guys move, like these are high level grappling. I'm talking about like both guys, super good.
I'd be interested to see them flip rolls.
Oh, I wouldn't. Jake's still not there with his guard. Like he's not bad. Like he's working, but he's definitely like on top. Jake's a black belt.
Yeah.
On bottom, he's still.
That's what I mean. Just to see that.
So
Let's see how the difference is.
Yeah. And I'm really interested to see Elijah. You know, last season Elijah went 20 for 20. He's so far in the he went 24 for 24. So far in the PGF, Elijah's 26 for 26 in submissions.
Ooh, great leg drag. Shucks those feet, looks to shove it again.
Nice job with Elijah getting that knee to the other side.
Yep, Elijah's looking for this Jackie Chan entry a lot.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Elijah now really start to look for the legs. I mean,
shin to shin. On
Jake's passing, it looks like a seasoned black belts.
Yeah, you could feel the weight through the screen.
Dude, I've rolled a lot with Jake, so I definitely know what it's like, Elijah.
Oh,
this is the Elijah triangle, and he's laughing. This is the Elijah. He needs to get he wants that tricep. He's got the 2-on-1.
Elijah put out a whole
he's got it.
video about this.
Dude, I've stolen it. Dude, he's got that. Oh my gosh. Elijah, you're my hero, bro. That was so sick. I love that setup. I've been using that setup since Elijah showed it to me, and it is money. Dude, that is jiu-jitsu at its finest right there. Relax, defend. Oh, and he catches it, and he knows. He's like, no.
Elijah's the man, right? Had the privilege of rolling with him some. Love that dude. Mad respect. Love his character, the whole nine, dude. That's why I came, right? To come to find out, you know what I'm saying? So training with somebody, like, is practice, right? You really, like, put yourself in their game to find out, you know what I mean? When you're competing, it's a totally different ball game, right? So, hey, I'm not going to stick my leg in here for you to grab it, you know what I'm saying? Some of these people are doing that number, and that just doesn't make sense if you're a real competitor, I feel like. And so took him down past his guard, got to kind of shoulder-lock position where I wanted to be. I really was wanting him to go like, screw this, I don't want to be there, and turn away so I could kind of play like some side back control maybe. Whatever he didn't, he's a G, finally recovered guard. I felt him like he took like 2 looks at the triangle before and then went for it a third time, and it really wasn't there yet. Like I think at one point I smiled. I'm like, oh, dude, you know, because it was obvious that's the hole we're walking into. And he shut away. He created there's a little trial limit there. He shut down. I couldn't go left, couldn't go right. I needed to go in reverse, and I started to posture up, and it wasn't there. Like my back pulled, and I was like, yeah, we're not going that way. You know, it's over.
But Jake Elkins is a fucking monster. He pushed me into maybe 4 minutes, right?
And it was a good match for 4 minutes.
It was a good match. He passed my guard right in the beginning. As soon as he passed my guard, I was like, fuck, is this like, am I going to sit here the rest of the match? But I ended up getting out and doing my shit. So I think I wore down on Jake a little bit too. I think he put a little bit too much into it in the beginning, trying to hold me down. And I just stayed calm and got out and do what I do.
So that triangle choke gave Elijah 6 points. He did not get the extra point. So that gives Elijah a total of 17 points. The red team now is at 12. The blue team is at 24.
So here we go. We got the last match of week 2. We got the Squid Billy. I just love saying Squid Billy. That's like all I'm gonna say. We got the Squid Billy coming in against Kemoy Anderson. Both guys brown belts. Both guys from Texas. And so we got both guys worked in Planet Products. Now the Squid Billy trains with the Tackets. So he's representing Brazilian Fight Factory. And Kemoy Anderson, though, out of 10th Planet El Paso. So we saw, I mean, maybe Zach Edwards is the best leg locker in Season 2. I mean, I think a lot of people you could make that argument. Yeah, but he's really fallen behind in points. Like, he's definitely, like, Zach came in, like, as one of the guys thinking he could win it, but he's sitting with 4 points. Mm-hmm. So he really needs.
A little late on that clock. Minute for points.
Yeah.
Zach's really tall. I wonder, like, how tall he is.
Zach pulls guard. Interesting.
This is where he does his best work. This and leg locks. I've never really seen Zach play top. I mean, he's only been training 4 years, so it's like, how much jiu-jitsu can he really have? Like, he's obviously super advanced in some areas.
Whatever he has is very advanced.
Yes, but then he's got some underdeveloped areas, for sure.
Yeah, to get a brown belt that quick, you are a specialist.
Yeah, so it definitely doesn't surprise me. He's like, I'm going to get I mean, that's why he excels in competition, because he just gets guys in the specialty spots. Yeah. And it's tough, man. When a specialist gets to their game.
Yep. And hey, that's the point of jiu-jitsu. Get you to where we want you to be, or at least one of the points.
All right, no extra points.
I feel like MMA guys, and especially a dude like Kimoy, who's just, so physical and just, so well built. It's so tough, though, to make anything work in closed guard, because MMA guys are so used to doing a lot of their ground fighting in the closed guard, because everybody in MMA, you have to play closed guard, where a lot of guys in jiu-jitsu
Yeah, like you said, Matt, especially if you're a 10th planet MMA fighter, then you've got double of the just annoying from closed guard, because you understand rubber guard and high guards on top of, that MMA pressure, and they're comfortable just sitting in closed guard.
Yes, they are, and you can see he's very comfortable here. And yeah, look, you see that hand come back? It's like he's like, I would punch you.
But look how reckless they can be sometimes. They're just sticking their hands back. But that's from the comfort of, hey, I've been here.
And this is where, you start to as Zach, if you were Zach's coach, you start wondering, hey, this is a sub-only spot. You haven't come close to even really gaining an angle to attack, let alone throwing a meaningful attack. We're almost halfway through this match. When is it time to bail on this position?
Kamoy is very wide, too.
He's just, you can tell, man, he's a guy that, you're going to pop up a lot of these guys with the 225, I'm going to use your triangle to pass.
Zach gets frustrated, opens the guard, letting Kamoy out.
I think this is where Zach does his best work, is from this relaxed open guard, super difficult to pass.
Kamoy with the Rotolo passing style. Zach just inverting, looking for whatever he can get.
It's cool, you can hear these guys coaching, their teammates in the background, and they're kind of telling them, like, look, you got 3 minutes. Everything you've got, 3 minutes. Yeah, Zach, it's tough, man. Zach, you can see Zach's having a tough time dealing with the distance management. Like, everybody's playing Zach far away.
Yeah. He probably gave up his cards a little early.
You know who had really similar problems season 1?
Jonathan Roberts.
No, Seth Tatum.
Oh,
I really felt like a lot of guys, they knew how good Seth's guard was, and so they just played him on the outside. And I think we're seeing a really similar thing. It's like, no. I understand you are a monster in these 3 positions, but if I just dance around the outside, I'm eventually going to get a guard pass, and then we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
Yeah, a bunch of guys did that to Seth, and it looks like Zach's having similar, already just having similar game plans thrown at him.
Kamoy just continuously giving that pressure, just hanging his body on those frames.
This is honestly like a really big statement for Kamoy. He's come in, I guarantee this third match, he is not happy where he's at. Yeah. He is not happy. He thought he would be on the board, not with just 1 point. But he's going against a fellow brown belt Texan that he's heard a lot about. And I think this is going to be, his performance so far, he's going to be really, really happy.
Beautiful mount by Kamoy. So quick. Zach's breathing heavy.
Kamoy's working on that elbow, get the arm triangle.
Yeah, this is one area, Zach hasn't looked comfortable when his guard's been passed. We saw the difference between Elijah, when Elijah was passed, how he was really calm, how he didn't give up anything. Zach is kind of struggling in some of these defensive positions.
Kamoy's almost in this gangster lane position.
A minute left.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
This is his move. I've seen his on his Instagram. I've seen him hit a few of these. That's one of his favorite moves.
Okay. His shin is not where he...
Zach's not trying to rush out because he's going to fall right into a triangle, but he's leaving that arm bar right there. Oh, Plata attempt on the way out.
Nice. Really nice job by Zach, and really smart by Kamoy, because I was looking for kind of that Imanari honey hole entry off of the escape right there.
Mm-hmm. He bailed at the right.
You saw he's bailed and just he did his swamp leg, like kicked that leg way up and out. Nice job by both guys.
About 30 seconds left. Yeah, Matt said a swamp leg. That's like a high step for you guys that don't know the lingo. Just kind of just hop out of there as fast as you can.
You're in the swamp. You got to get your knees high.
Well, a little bit of rubber guard. Okay, not the best choice with 15 seconds left. You know that
Honestly,
takes time to set up.
Just a great performance from Kamoy. I mean,
yeah.
Really, this is like, again, you're not going to get the finish, but a really big statement to the level of your jiu-jitsu. Because, again, I know how good Zach Edwards is from just watching him compete all the time. That's a really good statement by Kamoy.
He won all bits of that. That's what it seemed like.
He did. Zach didn't have any offense, because Zach is an offensive, like, he overwhelms dudes with his offense.
But Zach also couldn't get to a guard, established guard, except for that closed guard, but that's Kamoy's specialty of MMA/Turn Planet.
This is the type of passing I want to see from Kamoy. He's best when he opens up and just goes side to side. I don't want to see him be stagnant anymore. He needs to open up and move side to side.
I don't think I need to change anything with my game plan. My style is my style. I'm still going to push forward. I'm trying to get to the dominant position, and I'm trying to get the sub. Sometimes, you know, based on each individual styles, it kind of cancel out certain stuff, especially within the 6-minute time limit. So I don't think it's anything I need to change. It's just maybe I just need to push at it faster. I need to just try to kill faster.
With Kamoy, I could really start feeling my arm start to tighten up a little bit. My back was really tight. I couldn't really move around too well last night at the end of the night. Felt like I had a pretty good match against him though. I think at that point I was already pretty disappointed in my performances in my first 2 matches, and I let it get to me mentally. So now my whole game plan was to violently attack, back attacks and everything, which I think I might be just going a little too hard on myself. I went up against some really good guys, a black belt, a brown belt that's really good, a D1 wrestler, and I think I'm just being a little bit too critical on myself. I'm gonna have to just push the pace a lot harder and not be scared to get tapped. I think that's what I was a little bit worried about, is being scared to tap, but at the end of the day, a draw is the same thing as getting tapped, so I'm not getting any points out of it, and if I get tapped, I get tapped.
Okay, so let's go over points. So after that block, the blue team was the winning team. So everybody gets a point added to their score. So let's go over how many points each person has on the blue team. So Grayson Webster now has 6. Stephen Aiken has 8. Kevin has 2. Hunter Colvin now has 21. Sam has 21 as well. Randy has 2. Justin has 2. And Kamoy Anderson has 2. All right, and on the red team, they did not get the extra point, but Josh Gibbs has 7. James has 1. Evan has 7. Matt Elkins has 7. Mike has 1. Elijah has 17. Jake has 14, and Zach Edwards has 4.
So ending the night, we've got 2 guys with 21 points. We've got Sam Barboza and Hunter Colvin as the leaders after 3 blocks. So, man, we're 1/5 of the way through the season. Each guy's going to do 15 matches. So, 20% through, these guys are the leaders. We got Elijah Carlton right behind it. And I just can't say enough. Like, you got to think, though, back to even season 1, Elijah Carlton has done 27 matches now for the PGF. He's 27 for 27 with submissions. That is just, you talk about a legacy, leaving a legacy for the PGF. Like, I don't know if that record will ever be broken. I mean, he's just continuing. That'll be like that UCLA record, in college basketball, where it's like, how many games in a row do they win? So huge, huge, huge shout out goes to Elijah Carlton. And man, we still got Jake Elkins in at 14. He took a tough loss to his teammate, Elijah Carlton. And of all the matches I saw tonight, that was my favorite one. I think it was the best match of the night. What do you guys think?
You know what? There's one gripe that I had with that Jake Elkins and Elijah match. When he got in that triangle, he smiled and seemed like he gave up. If you're in a triangle attempt, you need to fight that. especially one as loose as that. I know he said his back seized up or whatever. I don't understand. I don't know how detrimental that was or whatever, but that seemed like he had an ability to fight out of that triangle, and I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah, I thought when he got stuck in that triangle and he smiled, I was like,
he's gonna get out.
He thinks he's gotten it.
Yeah.
But in the post-fight interview, he said the opposite. Actually, he was like, "Ha, you think you got this?" But it was so low, and he was posturing up that he didn't think that he had it.
Yeah.
And so, but he did.
Yeah, I will say in defense, since I've been using that same setup, when you have that, Elijah had a 2-on-1 or tricep control, there's no point, there's no getting out almost. It's like, it's pretty much there, So I saw the exact opposite. Since I have been doing that technique, I knew the smile was, oh, I'm done. Like I lost. Yeah. So I can't understand. Like,
and if you've been in Elijah's triangles, yeah, you would smile too. Yeah. So all due respect.
And now for the match of the night, presented to you by Dr. Michael Cantrell. He is out of Huntsville, Alabama, orthopedic surgeon, trains with us, amazing dude. We love him. So he has sponsored this segment. And the match of the night is going to be Kemoy Anderson and Matt Elkins.
Yeah, it was an awesome match. And, again, Matt Elkins is coming in with that knee injury, and he pulls guard. We get to see him, though, halfway through the match, whether it was adrenaline or he just felt something. He stood up. We saw him get a slick takedown, and he finished with a sick guillotine. I mean, it was a huge, huge win for Matt Elkins. And, what are your thoughts on the match, Joe?
Where they say where I come from is Matt Elkins was in his bag. He was showing you his versatility. He was chaining different grappling disciplines together, and I was very, very impressed on how he could take adversity and flip that around and still capitalize.
Oh man, and that whatever that was, that ride that he got, and he was just spinning around Kemoy, and yeah, you'll see it in the intro. That was amazing. Yeah, he showed out.
So that will wrap it up for week 2. Week 3, we have maybe the best match of the season coming up. We've got Sam Barboza versus Hunter Colvin, our 2 leaders, in at 21 points, both representing the blue team. They're going head-to-head, one of the last matches of the night of that week. And Elijah Carlton's looking to make a statement. He's got a couple of winnable matches. As those 2 leaders face each other, will Elijah Carlton max out his points, and will he, the bad guy, become the leader of season 2? Season 2. You do not want to miss it. What are you guys looking forward to in week 3, and what excites you moving forward?
Yeah, I agree. Sam Barboza and Hunter Colvin, that's going to be the match of next week's event. And I'm just, so that them going against each other, somebody's not getting points. And maybe neither one of them get points. But Elijah, right, he needs to capitalize on those points that he missed out on. So I'm in complete agreement with you. And I feel like a lot of these matches next week might either be blowouts or, I don't know. We may see a lot of points getting racked up next week, I think.
Yeah, I agree with Lindsay. I feel like there's going to be people getting dunked on, as Brandon would say, for this next coming weeks. And as far as the 2 top leaders, Sam and Hunter, if I had to pick one, I would say Hunter, only because he's been flawless. Sam's had a few showings of vulnerability in certain positions. His pace has been a little bit slower. Hunter's just been, like I said, flawless. I feel like all the other big dogs are going to eat. They don't really have anything major coming up. But you can't count out the grit of these competitors. I've seen people, tough it out that, should have been submitted in certain positions. So all respect to people that are, giving it their all. So it should be some exciting matches next week.